And I remember thinking, you know, I don't even know what's going to make me happy, because I thought my girlfriend would make me happy. I thought my sports would make me happy. And I thought money would make me happy. The thing that I remember hearing that really touched me was, it said, there's a Bible passage where Jesus is talking on the sides of the water, and the apostles are cleaning their nets. They're fishermen. And Jesus, there's so many people that he can't even stand anymore. They're pushing him into the water. So he says, "Can I borrow your boat?" Peter goes, "Sure." He gets in the boat and he teaches from the boat. So there must have been some interest there. And then, get this, he said, "Peter, put out into the deep water, let down your net for a catch." And Peter, Peter's a fisherman, and he's been out all night, and he didn't catch anything. And now all these people have been standing in the water, and there's a big crowd, and it's daytime, and fish don't bite in the day. And Jesus says, "Put it out." And Peter goes, "Okay, Lord, but, we tried all night, and we just finished cleaning our nets. We're going to get them dirty again, but you say so, I'll do it." And then, you know the story. They catch more fish than they could even bring in. Both boats were full, the nets were tearing, and they got this unbelievable catch of fish. And Peter is so blown away, he knows that's a miracle, that he goes, "Oh God, oh God." And Jesus says, "Peter, follow me." Peter goes, "Okay." Well, I had a situation that was not as dramatic, but at one point, I knew that God was calling me. I felt God in my life, and I saw him do some things. I had a friend who should have died, and they lived, and I prayed, "Oh God, please let him live. Please, please, I'll do anything." And then when they lived, I said, "Oh God, you saved them." You know what I said? Jesus said, "Ed, come follow me." And I said, "Oh no, Lord, you come follow me. See, would you baptize my life? I really want you in my life. You're good. But I want to do this, and I want to do this, I want to do this. So would you bless it?" That's what I was saying, really, was, "Jesus, come on, follow me. Because I'm going this way, and I want you with me." But you know what? I'm a lucky man, because Jesus said, "Ed, you follow me. Because, Ed, you don't know what you're made for. You don't know what you're good at, you're not good at. You don't even know what makes you happy. The things that make you happy really make you miserable. I'm not following you. You follow me." And I felt that. I didn't think, I wasn't really a holy guy either. But God was calling me, and he's being merciful. One of the things that's important to note is when we try to fill ourselves, we die. Anybody know who Charlie Sheen is? Talk about a guy who's trying to fill himself. Let's not just have one woman, let's have two. And let's have them both be porn stars. And let's do cocaine all the time. And let's go around the country telling everybody to F off. That's what he's doing. He's doing everything he can think of to make himself happy. And did anybody think Charlie Sheen is happy? I think the man is miserable. I think he's terribly miserable. There's this drug addict I work with, and she puts it like this: "I wanted toys, then I wanted boys. Then I wanted money, then I wanted love. Then I wanted drugs, and now I want to die." She has everything she wants, and she's miserable, because those don't bring life. What strikes me is that God says, "I made you for me. Didn't make you for somebody else to do your own thing. And until you find me, you're not going to be living the purpose you were made for." I have a guy who comes into the kitchen, and one time we were handing out coats. In downtown Detroit, I work with the homeless. We had told that there was going to be a coat drive, and we collected not as many coats as we'd hoped. We only collected 50 coats, and on the morning of the coat drive, there was like 250 guys standing outside. It was snowing in late November. It's just after Thanksgiving. So we had to give out tickets to the first 50 guys in line. And the other guys are standing in, it's cold, and they're just standing there and trying to keep warm. They had hoped to get a coat. But we have coffee and tea, so at least they could come in later. So we're handing out coats, and I call out number 1, and then number 37. I remember that one. 37. The guy steps up and he puts down his ticket, and I start to give him a coat. And in from the back, who shouldn't have been there, this big guy just walks in, and he goes, "I need a coat, man." And he was really big. I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, we don't have enough coats, but maybe if you come back next week." And then he freaked out. He slammed the table. He goes, "And I said I need a coat. You don't understand." And then he started to, scare me. What happened? Number 37 just took his ticket and slid it across, and he goes, "Brother Ed, you give this gentleman my coat because I can see he needs it way more than I do." And the guy was all, and all of a sudden, he was embarrassed. And he kind of, like a balloon, and then he was so embarrassed, he just took the coat and he walked away. And he was sitting in the corner, and number 37, I said, "I'm sorry, I can't give you a coat because everybody's watching. Number 50 will be, you gave away his coat if I give you." And he goes, "No, it's okay." And then he goes over. I couldn't believe it. And he gets a cup of coffee. We have a coffee machine. And he gets a cup of coffee, and he goes over to the guy, the big guy. And he goes, "Brother, do you take milk and sugar in your coffee?" The guy looks at him like, "What are you doing, man?" And within about 10, 15 minutes, they were both laughing and hooting about this crazy guy they both knew down Cass Corridor who walks around and takes off his clothes. And he's a nut. But anyway, they were just having a ball. They were laughing about it, and they were talking. And don't you know, I'm not kidding, up pulls a beautiful Escalade, or no, a Navigator, sorry. Big, beautiful car. And this woman gets out and asks if there was anybody that could bring in a box. So I go out there to bring in a box, and she goes, "I work for Nautica Coats, and I just brought some coats. We had extras, and I felt like God wanted me to bring them here. Do you think you could use them?" So I brought them inside, and I called number 37. I said, "Excuse me, can you come here a second?" And I said, "I just want to thank you so much, because you kind of like saved my life. And the way that you were so kind to give away your coat, and then you were so generous." And he goes, "Brother Ed, I didn't graduate high school, but I know what to do. I just WWJD. I said, "Yeah, WWJD." He goes, "I asked myself, what would Jesus do?" I always ask that, Brother Ed, and guess what? As soon as that guy slammed his fists on the table, I knew what Jesus would do. And so I did it. But look what happens to me, Brother Ed. This happens all the time. Look now. You're happy, and I'm happy, and I got the best coat in this whole place, and now I got a new friend. He's my bodyguard. I have a good day. I think, you know something? It is true. It is true. The more I do that, the more I say yes. Actually, I do know most times, if I think about it, what's the next right thing to do. I do know. WWJD. What would Jesus do? I usually know. And if I do that, I don't have to figure out my whole life. I don't have to decide, right then what my career is going to be. I don't have to decide right then if I'm going to be married or single or priest, or I don't have to decide that right now. I just have to do the next right thing. And God puts me in the next place, the next right place. So I'm a really lucky guy that guy taught me that. And I try to tell everybody that because it works. I've been doing it for about 6 years now, and it really works. Let me finish by saying this. In the Bible, it says, "Seek first the kingdom of God, and all these other things will be added to you." It's just talked about. You probably are learning this for confirmation. Fruits of the Spirit. Can anybody name a fruit of the Spirit? How's about love?
Yellow.
No. Fruit of the Spirit. So love,
Peace.
joy,
Peace.
peace, kindness,
Patience.
patience, gentleness, self-control,
Generosity.
generosity. Those are the things that actually we are made to do. Did you ever go up to an apple tree and look at the apple and go, "Dang, I wanted an orange"? What's with this? I wanted a banana, man. No, you knew it was an apple tree. Apple trees bear what? Apples. Well, when we're made by God and our life of God lives in us, what do we bear? We bear love, we bear joy, we bear peace, we bear patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, and self-control. That's what we bear normally, if we're in God. If we're not in God, what do we bear? Anxiety,
anger,
discord, anger,
envy,
tears, and
jealousy,
sadness. What's that word? Witchiness or something like that?
gossiping,
Gossip, slander. Those are the things we do when we're not in God. Which one do you want? It's a duh. I'd much rather be known to be a loving guy than to be, boy, does he gossip. Man, watch out for Ed's tongue. You don't even want to talk to him. He'll bite you up. And that's really the way that God promises. We need to find him because he's seeking us. And if we find him, we become the person we're supposed to be. Great. I want to just say one last little thing. You probably don't think of it this way, but there's a passage in Hebrews and it says, Jesus, because of the joy in front of him, went through the crucifixion. Because of the joy set before him, he endured the cross. Jesus did that for us. And you know what? He was joyful, even though he was dying. And why was he joyful? Well, he already had everything. Jesus is God. He's got the love of the Father. He's got the love of the Spirit. He's got grace to save. But the real joy for him was you. You're the joy that he did that for. Because he knew he was going to get you, he's going to win you, he went through death because it was such a joy for him. He goes, I found the prize. You're my prize. Come on. I made you. You're my prize. And now, I'm going to get you. I'm going to wait, and I'm going to call on your name. I'm going to touch you in your life. I'm going to protect you and forgive you. I'm going to keep calling you because you're mine. I paid a price. You didn't. And I'm after you. That's what today's about. Jesus wants me to tell you that he's coming after you. He loves you more than you ever could imagine. And he will not stop. You may have to, what if you have to go through what Hope went through? Even if you're caught in a gang and start sinning and hate people, Jesus is still coming after you. He's going to get you because he loves you so well. And I just want you to know that because that's really true. And even if, you know what I recommend, because I'm old and I'm smart, I've learned some things. I recommend you say, Jesus, get me now. Because you're going to be a lot more of a blessing to people now than wait until you're 45 and burned up in a drug house. You're going to be more of a blessing when you go through high school, and you're going to know that there's a peace inside you that's going to make a difference. That's the difference for me. When I was in high school, I was miserable. I was fighting to have everything I wanted. When I got into college and I found God, people wanted to be with me. I didn't have to fight. People gave because they saw love in me. They saw faith and they saw peace. They were asking me what I was doing. Total different thing, you guys. Total different thing. Okay, we're going to end. I believe somebody's going to talk to us. Monse, you coming up? Yeah. Monse is from Acapulco.